What's up? Brian Tong here with the official Apple invite out for their Wonderlust event on September the 12th at Apple Park. This is the video where we are going to break down everything that we expect to see at the Apple event. So I'm going to go through everything we know and have heard so far about the new iPhone 15 lineups, the new Apple Watch upgrades, the AirPods Pro that are likely going to be there, and maybe even more. So let's start things off with the iPhone 15 and then we'll work our way up to the 15 Pro. You know, the main reason we even have a fall event. So let's get to the latest info for you first. Here are the newest images based on dummy models of what the new colors for the iPhone 15 will reportedly look like from Sunny Dixon. These are more muted, washed out colors, and it looks like Easter if you turn the saturation way down. I mean, that looks more like Easter. Like, these colors just don't move me at all. Now, the aluminum frame also has the softer curved edges that were reported, and these potential colors are light blue, pink, white, and that's either a yellow or a light green, I think, and black. It does follow along with the more muted color fashion trends, but for my phone, you know, I want something a little bolder. So these are the reported colors. Look, there they are. Now, the 2023 iPhone 15 will reportedly get a lot of changes if you've never owned a Pro-level iPhone, but we're going to start with what both phones will get, and that's an all-new USB-C port compared to Apple's Lightning connection. Now, reports claim this USB-C port could have limited data transfer speeds at 480 megabits per second for the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus, which is the same as the current Lightning connection's USB 2.0 speeds. So, its most significant hardware change could potentially be deliberately crippled by Apple. Awesome. Now, I hope that's not what happens, but that's what we're hearing right now. It's also expected to come in 6.1 and 6.7 inch display sizes and potentially have a more power-efficient OLED display. We'll also be getting the Dynamic Island, which was previously just for the 14 Pros last year. So, no Mo Notch, but I need to see more from the Dynamic Island. More apps are taking advantage of it, yes, but it hasn't become the killer feature that I thought it had the chance to be. We've got live activities that don't even require the Dynamic Island and have been more useful for me, so some show up on the island and some don't. I mean, we know the island can get better, even if there isn't much real estate to work with, but it needs to get better to be more interesting and more deeply integrated with apps, live activities, and notifications of all kinds, because the Dynamic Island will now be on every iPhone 15 and 15 Pro models this year. Now, we can expect the previous A16 chip for the iPhone 15. It's the chip used in last year's iPhone 14 Pro. Did you follow that? Okay. It will still keep Wi-Fi 6, but get a new next-generation ultra-wideband chip that will integrate better with the upcoming Apple Vision Pro headset. Pricing is expected to stay the same for the iPhone 15. That starts at $799, and for the 15 Plus, that's going to be $899. Okay, so let's jump up now to the 15 Pro, where a little more is happening, a little bit. Now, first of all, let's talk colors, and if you look at Apple's Wonderlust invitation, the rumored colors are screaming right at you in their cool particle Apple logo on the invite. Now, some people say they can even see maybe the Apple Vision Pro in that middle as part of the visor. I just see a well-defined Apple booty. Yeah! Reports claim the 15 Pro will come in a space black color, a lighter silver gray, a new darker blue color, and a new titanium color with a rumored internal name, Titan Gray. Or how about they just stop trying to be cute about it and just call it titanium? Plus, no more gold option as they are moving to cool tones to match that titanium frame. And I know that hurts some of you, but you'll get over it with a case. Now, we're expecting two sizes, 6.1 inch for the 15 Pro and 6.7 inch for the 15 Pro Max. But the larger size model might end up being called the iPhone 15 Ultra if the rumor mill gets it right. Now, Apple could potentially give it a different name because it will be bringing a periscope zoom lens to the Pro lineup for the very first time, giving it a 5x to 6x optical zoom, just like on other Android phones that have had it for several years. Now, this camera will also only be in the larger 6.7 inch iPhone 15 Pro Max model and not the 15 Pro. The rear camera is also expected to get an upgrade thanks to a new LiDAR scanner from Sony that's more power efficient, and then a new glass plastic hybrid lens with an f1.7 aperture. Previous lens systems in the iPhone were all plastic. Now, the big physical design change, this new titanium chassis with a brushed metal finish and softer curved edges instead of the harsher edges from before. It will also make the iPhone significantly lighter, according to reports, We also have seen leaked front glass panels from the rumor mills that point to a slightly thinner bezel that will only be coming to the iPhone 15 Pro models. And thinner is better, but am I supposed to get really excited for this when Samsung and others have had bezel-less displays for multiple years? I'm just saying. Now, the 15 Pros are also getting a USB-C port, but this time it's expected to be able to take advantage of data transfer speeds up to 40 gigabits per second compared to the 480 megabits on the regular 15s. Now, that's a huge difference. And the biggest change to 15 Pros will be the rumored action button that lives above the volume buttons. Now, it's going to replace the mute switch from before and will reportedly be able to assign custom quick actions or settings and features for the user. The display will also reportedly use a more power-efficient OLED display driver chip, plus we anticipate it will come with the latest Apple Next Gen A17. That's also the first chip built on the new 3nm process that brings better and faster performance while also bringing better battery efficiency. So a win-win for everyone there. Plus, we got a Qualcomm Next Gen X70 modem chip for better coverage and power efficiency with lower latency. We see a lot of power efficiencies across the board with these different features. Now, the 15 Pros is also getting Wi-Fi 6E. The standard iPhone models do not. Plus, Apple's new ultra-wideband chip to communicate to the Apple Vision Pro. Now, you see some overlap here, but reports claim that the 15 Pro Max could feature 8 gigs of RAM, up from the current 6, but that's still to be determined. Plus, there are reports for internal storage as high as 2 terabytes. That's just a monster if we can get that inside an iPhone. The current maximum on a 14 Pro is 1 terabyte. Apple will also reportedly be raising the base prices for the 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max compared to the 14 Pro lineup, and it could be anywhere from $100 to $200 increase. So instead of starting the 15 Pro at $999, it could be $1099 or $1199, and the 15 Pro Max, instead of starting at $1099, could be $1,100 or $1,299 starting. Yeah, so there you go, the new iPhone 15 lineup based on what we've heard so far. None of this is official until it's official, and let's be honest, right? This is definitely not one of those years where everyone is getting ready and all hyped up to upgrade no matter what. I mean, upgrading is always up to you and what you can spend, but if you own an iPhone 14 Pro or 13 Pro, I don't think you should be feeling any urgency to make the upgrade unless you just want to make the move to USB-C or your battery is just horrible now. And if you're completely happy with whatever phone you have, hey, guess what? You don't have to upgrade at all. Also, if you want a significantly better camera, I think that you'll definitely feel it going from an iPhone 12 and earlier to a 15 or 15 Pro. So we'll wait and see what the official word is on the iPhone 15 lineup from Apple on September the 12th. Now, I'll be there at Apple Park to give you all the details that you need to know because I care. Okay, so what iPhone do you have right now, and are you planning on upgrading knowing what we know so far, right? Put in the comments because I read them and I want to see them before I have to skedaddle out to Cupertino. See, that's how you know I read comments, because at White and Bald asked me to say skedaddle in my next video, and I did. So maybe we can keep this word of the video from the comments thing going. I'm just going to leave it up to you all to figure that out. All right, let's take a moment to thank the sponsor of this video, ESR. ESR is a leading brand of mobile accessories from cases to chargers. They are leveling up MagSafe with their CryoBoost cooling tech. CryoBoost is in their 25-watt 3-in-1 charger with MagSafe, or their 15-watt wireless car charger MagSafe. Wireless charging's biggest problem is heat, so when it detects a MagSafe connection has been made, ESR's CryoBoost creates a constant flow of cooling air over your phone using heat-dissipating components to give it the optimal charge. Now, the 3-in-1 charger looks great with its modern design, and with CryoBoost, it supports the fastest wireless charging compared to Apple and other MagSafe chargers. The car charger and this new darker design, it blends in better with my dashboard, and it also supports 15-watt fast charging for the iPhone as well, and uses the CryoBoost tech where it matters the most for me, in the car on a hot day in Los Angeles. If you know, you know. Now, I've had ESR's previous chargers, and these are just flat out faster at charging than previous models and the competition as well. This is an upgrade not only in design, but for the user experience. Now, they also have their protective phone case that's a clear case with MagSafe support. The sleeper feature here is the metal frame around the camera that can be pulled out to be an adjustable kickstand, but also acts as a camera guard to protect your camera. So level up your iPhone with their CryoBoost technology to provide a better MagSafe experience. You can search for ESR MagSafe on Amazon or click the links on the description below. Okay, back to the Apple event preview. You know what's next. We're talking Apple Watch. Now, not much has been leaked or revealed other than the fact that both the Apple Watch Series 9 and the Apple Watch Ultra 2 are expected to get modest updates with the new S9 processor inside. It's based on the same underlying tech found in the A15 chip used in the iPhone 13 and iPhone 14, but no new real major hardware changes. Reports are saying that there's a potential new pink color option for the Series 9, and then a potential dark titanium color option for the Ultra 2, which would look pretty badass. The Ultra could also get lighter in weight, with reports that Apple is 3D printing parts that will be used in the new Ultra, and maybe we'll see an improvement in battery life, but nothing major or significant. Reports claim there will be no new health sensors either, so no blood glucose monitoring, which is still years away, and no blood pressure sensor either. The biggest changes will be the new user experience in watchOS 10 that I'm still getting used to in the beta, but it's been really very quiet on the Apple Watch front. You know, there was this big report by Mark Gurman about how the Apple Watch 10 next year will be the next big upgrade, and it makes sense. But at the same time, it's almost too quiet for the Apple Watch, and I'm just hoping that we'll get some new features or maybe integrations with the ecosystem that will allow us to use it in some new ways. Now, the Apple Watch is also one of those devices you just don't upgrade that often. I use my Series 7 as my daily right now, and based on what we've heard so far, I know today I'm keeping it that way unless something significantly changes that, but it's probably not likely. Now, the other product that we're expecting to see is our good friend, the AirPods Pro 2. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman has reported on it for a while, but we're expecting to see an updated AirPods with a USB-C charging case. Now, there were no other specifics if it will be only for the AirPods Pro or if the AirPods 3 will get the upgrade as well, but this is definitely the event showcasing the final transition to USB-C for Apple's core products. We know there are a lot of Apple accessories that we'll need to as well, but as far as key products, we'll be USB-C'ing them soon. Did any of you see that Google ad that was really cheesy and cringy like I am? Yeah, then you know where that's from. Okay, the iPhone always makes the biggest splash, and there are still millions of users that are going to upgrade, but I think the product that will have the biggest impact after the iPhone from this keynote is got to be the AirPods Pro 2 with all of its new software updates that's really transforming them to be something beyond just for music listening. You know, they are the top-selling wireless earbuds. They have an iconic look that's instantly recognizable, and Apple is now hoping that we just keep them in all the time with their new adaptive audio feature. You have conversational awareness that's coming, personal audio that's coming, and more in a software update. Like those new software features that I just mentioned, they're all just going to be running real time in the background while you're using your AirPods. They don't want us to take these things out. They want us to have them in our ears all the time. Now, we'll also get final word of when the new operating systems showcased at WWDC will be pushed out to the public, but there is one thing that I hope Apple does, and I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like the momentum and energy from the Apple Vision Pro has died down a lot because, yeah, it is coming next year. And until we see more about it, that starting price of $3,499, which is really close to $4,000 after tax, I think that's also killing some of the conversation. You know, no one's talking about it making an appearance at this event, but I am hoping at this event that Apple shows off maybe a couple new features, maybe features that involve the new ultra-wideband chip that will be in the iPhone, or Apple could say, hey, you know, we've had some developers get their hands on Vision OS, and we wanted to show you how they're approaching the Apple Vision Pro. Just something to keep it in our minds and give the hype train, you know, a little boost, because I see two killer features really standing out initially for it, right? You got spatial computing. That is going to be Apple's next computing platform, so Apple's going to push hard here, go all in, and they will keep doing it and doing it until they get it right. But the killer feature that I do think people are just kind of forgetting about and glazing over because they haven't seen it in person is Apple's immersive video platform. This is more than just 3D video. It's the result of their acquisition of NextVR, and I've been really trying to tell you all on these videos to look them up and what they were doing, because there's a tool called the internet that can really help you out. But this is going to be one of their killer features for the headset, because if I can go to a concert or a sporting event at 4K quality with spatial audio and pick different angles of what I'm watching from different cameras while I'm watching the game, that is just incredible. And believe it or not, this was already happening as far back as in 2015 with NextVR, the NBA, and the Samsung Gear VR. They were broadcasting NBA games live in VR years ago. I was watching them, and of course, the fidelity and the technology wasn't nearly as good as it is today, but it was still as magical as you think it would be the moment you tried it, but most people just didn't. So What if you get a front row concert ticket to something like Taylor Swift in 3D for a fraction of the cost of a ticket? And I'm not a Swiftie, but I know many of you are watching, so just don't hide behind your wife, Jason in Cupertino. Own it. Or how about a private in-studio performance by your favorite artist with the camera plopped right in front of them? And I'm not just talking about live events here. There will be a lot more other things around nature and travel and more. And Apple Immersive Video has the potential to not only bring back 3D movies in a new way, but usher in this new era of immersive video content through the Vision Pro. You know, I would say just make it lighter and more comfortable, and eventually then you really got my attention. So, okay, I know, sorry to go off on this tangent, but this device is exciting from a tech standpoint. The tech is really there, and now it's up to the content to follow. So I'm hoping we get a little more sneak peek at the Vision Pro at this Wonderlust event. It would be the perfect time to do it. Also, I got to address this in my last video. In my haste, I was on the road, and I thought that the invite said Wanderlust, but it actually was a made-up word by Apple and was Wonderlust, like wonder with an O, which I'm going to guess to them means the desire to wonder. And right now, I'm wondering what's for dinner tonight. So, thanks to you all you well actually people that corrected me. I love seeing you show up in the comments. All right, it's time to skedaddle. That's going to do it for this video. If you like what you see, you know what to do. Give me that thumbs up, subs up, and hit that notification bell, ding, to get all my latest videos when they drop. And if you want more of that Apple goodness, you can check out my weekly Apple Bits XL audio podcast with the latest stories and special guests. Plus, you can support all my content with an ad-free version of the podcast, early access to my content, and exclusive content at patreon.com/BrianTong. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace and love.